All right, so we are live in an actual report right here, a live dashboard that we have, and this is linked below as well. You won't have edit access to it like we're about to do, but this is the view version, okay? So this is what your clients would see or anybody that you're sending this to. This is sort of what they see, and you can always toggle into edit mode with this big thing up in the corner that says edit. Now if we want to switch, it would go to view, right? So the goal here is just to orient you around the space. So top navigation bar, we've got a whole bunch of good stuff here, but when you open a new report, you're going to want to add data first, right? So a whole bunch of connectors come up, but that's where you add data. You can add charts. These are different visuals from the community. Controls, think like filters and drop-down selections, images, text boxes, all that normal stuff that you would normally see in dashboarding platforms. You can change the theme of everything up there too. File, this is pretty normal stuff. It's just your file layout. Versioning is very important. If you have a client, you can publish a certain version. You can see I've got the publish version button up there. And that way you can do development behind the scenes where the client only sees the published version, so they don't see sort of the mess behind the scenes or the ongoing mess, right? Edit stuff, pretty standard. View, pretty standard stuff. A lot of these, everything has smart guides, so when you move something around, you can see that those lines pop up, right? You can do Control Z to edit undo. That is up there as well. You can insert any of these different maps here, the page itself. You can duplicate. You've got a couple of page settings here if you want to change the size of things. Arranging, you can bring things front and back, left and right, all that good stuff. Resources, this is an important one. This is where you find all of your data sources that are included in the dashboard. And there are different blends and all sorts of stuff in here, but this resources section is where you go to see all of that. In clicking on an actual visual here, we'll stay on this cost of goods sold or revenue, doesn't really matter. Over here, we've got our setup field or our setup panel and our style panel. One of the things I love about Looker Studio is if you can't find it in setup, it's probably in style. It's kind of the only two places to look. Everything else up here is sort of an ancillary thing. You can do this with keyboard shortcuts. You can do most of it. But if you're looking to edit a visual, like 90+% of it is in one of these two panels. Okay, so it's kind of nice. You always have one central place to look. Here is sort of the logistics of things. So are we tied to a date range? What metric are we talking about? You could change the visual type, and you can see here got different options to change visual types and stuff like that too. Different metrics, dimensions, all that good stuff is held here. Style is kind of what you would expect. It's sort of the coloring. It's lines versus bars in this case. For a different visual, you can do compact numbers, or you could do not compact numbers. You can see the change there. We're going to change this decimal position back to 0. There we go. Comparison field. So this is kind of what you would expect from the style side, and it is, again, this is your home base. If it's not in style, it's in setup, and if you need to go into any of the data fields, they are listed off to the right. If we have multiple data sources, they'll all be listed here as well. So that is sort of the quick orientation of Looker Studio on the development side, okay?